Good Sunday morning, everyone. Welcome to GordonStateWeather.com, New Jersey and the Northern Mid-Atlantic region's weather news portal, and the national forecast as well. I'm forecaster meteorologist Robert Smith, and this is the daily video forecast discussion short term for this Sunday in the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia I-95 corridor on this Sunday, the 16th of May, the halfway mark here in 2021 of this month. And I have to clear my throat, and my nasal passage is a little bit this morning stuffed up from allergies naturally. We'll take a look at the New Jersey Weather Network here this morning at 8:10 a.m. The warm spots 62 at Point Pleasant and Seagirt, 61 at Wantage and Vernon Township as well. Cool spots this morning Oswego Lake, 52, also in Hackettstown, 53 at Red Lion and Mullica Township, and Hillsborough, Duke, New Jersey at 54. New Brunswick at the Weather Center at Rutgers University, it is 58 degrees, beautiful morning, winds out of the southwest at 2, gusting to about 4 miles an hour. Taking a look at other temperatures around the region this morning, generally in the 50s and low 60s across the area. They didn't fall off too much because we had some cloud cover overnight, which we still have in place, but we did radiate where the skies were clear here into the 30s over interior sections of central and southern New Jersey, showing up this morning from the Rutgers Weather Network, and where there were clouds, temperatures bottomed out into the 40s to even low and mid 50s, like Lyndhurst at 58 and 52 in Haworth, in Bergen County here. Let's take a look at the dew points this morning. They're quite comfortable. We have ceiling heights of clouds at about 11 to 12,000 feet. Dew points are a little juicy here. They're in the upper 40s, but the relative humidity value is not bad this morning either, under a partly sunny or partly cloudy sky. Relative humidity value is basically in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Wind speeds are light this hour, if this shows up. Yeah, very light. Less than 10 miles per hour, and of course the wind gusts are showing that too. Visible satellite view this morning from Rutgers. If we can get this to work here. It's a little slow. There's a mix of cumulus clouds here in the atmosphere, some cirrus clouds here in the upstairs here across Pennsylvania advecting in. But underneath this, the ceiling heights are about 11 to 12,000 feet. Notice that in central and southern New Jersey, where it radiated last night or early this morning, skies are generally clear, with just some high cirrus clouds. And as the sun is coming up over the visible spectrum this morning, we have cloud heights here at about 11 to 12,000 feet across northern New Jersey. It's basically clear along the coast, and this is a billowing up of moisture that will be evecting into our region during the afternoon hours, and of course our ceilings with the cirrus clouds over the top of it this morning. Low-level water vapor imagery shows the increase of moisture, available potential moisture anyway, to produce any kind of shower activity across the region into the afternoon hours. We'll get into that in just a moment. It's the other thing I want to do. Yes, Doppler Radar. So, this is what it looks like right now. These are actually a few showers here right along the immediate southern New Jersey coastline here. That's probably reaching the ground here. These may not be. Those are probably not. And more advection coming in from the west in central and southeastern Pennsylvania that will be moving in our direction during the afternoon. New Jersey regional decoded surface observations is either clear or partly cloudy depending on where you're located. Any areas that have broken ceilings here, like around Newark and also around Morristown here at about 12,000 feet, broken ceilings there. And of course the cirrus clouds coming into Wrightstown at 17,000 feet with a broken ceiling. Temperatures again in the 50s to low 60s across the area, and the winds are very light or out of the southwest, almost due west in places here, and wind speeds are very calm. They're almost near 0 to less than 5 miles per hour. Northeast sector, the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, I-95 corridor here, the northern mid-Atlantic here, Storm Prediction Center, basically a northwest or variable wind here, a little bit more southerly here as we get towards the coastline. this morning with high pressure in control. Let's see if we can pull this up, the surface pressure, which we did. Let's go to the observations here, surface observations. There you go. That looks good. Visible satellite, probably already showed that. Doppler radar not showing too much. Again, a few showers right along the coast. That's not really showing up here. Let's go into thermodynamics. Low-level lapse rates this morning are increasing over the last couple of hours. So we know that the atmosphere is destabilizing because the lapse rates from, let's say, 0 to 3 kilometer surface lapse rates are in Celsius per kilometer are approaching 6 and 7 degrees Celsius. So the atmosphere is destabilizing in the lower layers of the atmosphere. And let me go back. Sorry for my my throat here. As we move into the next couple of hours, this is where the atmosphere once again is going to be destabilizing in the lower layers to produce some vertical lifting here and some showers around the region, but we'll get into that in just a moment. Let's look at the mid-level lapse rates this morning, and modestly so. Not terrible. They're more so over New England than they are in New York, than they are here in New Jersey or Pennsylvania. But that may change too in the afternoon, and there's forecasted to be some scattered shower or thunderstorm activity across those areas where the lapse rates are increasing from 10,000 to 500 millibars, or basically from 10,000 to 18,000 feet upstairs in the atmosphere. Now, we don't really have a lot of CAPE here, but we do have some downdraft CAPE. And the downdraft CAPE is about 400 to 500 joules per kilogram. That would be supportive of some showers depending on the available moisture in the atmosphere. And by the time we get into the next 2, 4, 6 hours, we're in that area where, something could pop, and it looks like it wants to pop, but just west of us. So let's take a look. And water vapor here, or precipitable water values that would support any kind of showers here, 0.05 of an inch, quarter to 1/2 of an inch in water vapor content. That's not really great here. So we're not really looking at a lot of rain either, and we'll get into that in just a moment. 10,000 feet, 700 millibar height, wind, relative humidity here through the mean layer here. There's an increase of moisture, unlike yesterday and the day before, where there was virtually none except here. But now it's increasing, and over the next couple of hours it will continue to increase, and that will probably support late afternoon showers across the Poconos and even into northwestern New Jersey. We'll check the mesoscale models in a moment. Before I go any further, here is the allergy forecast from pollen.com around the Morristown, New Jersey area. Oaks, birch, maple. Medium to high side today, and forecast for the next 5 days. Not good. Not good. And that's the reason why we are all suffering. And you can look outside on the ground and see all the pollen around. RAP mesoscale analysis from yesterday. Here's our upper low over California. Showers and thunderstorms, again with the short waves that move through. This would be for water vapor analysis and vorticity maximums. Notice here in the northeast, as we get into this morning here, there is moisture advection. Not necessarily, it's kind of like, this is an upper level low that's like cut off with vorticity maximums in California and the southwest, the desert southwest today. Lots of dry air on the south side of this into Mexico as well. Lots of lifting here into Central Plains and into Texas and the Gulfport regions. But it's a west to east flow, confluent flow here across the eastern United States and across Canada as well. So it's a little bit bifurcated. This is a nice thing to look at, the RAP mesoscale analysis, 700 millibar heights, winds, and relative humidity values here. Lots of dry air across the west, Central Plains, and Florida, and Texas, not so much. And then, of course, the relative humidity values and the moisture content increase across the Ohio River Valley area just west of New Jersey at this point. It's very dry here this morning. in Florida as well as it is in California, Southern California, and Mexico and the Baja region this morning. Let's see. What else do I find? 500 millibar jet structure through this period. This is a semi-zonal flow here. This isn't, this cutoff low here in the desert Southwest and interior California here, and then a confluent and convergent flow here across the eastern United States. So that's not really going to, produce so much moisture. If we took a look at the 700 millibar relative humidity, I think we just did this. Yeah, we did. So let's go back here and do 850, 5,000 foot moisture advection across the area this morning at 11Z. This doesn't look great to me either. Frontal analysis here of the northeastern United States, low pressure over southern Canada and New England here. High pressure is basically over the Ohio River Valley and the northern mid-Atlantic. Upper air maps this morning, well, there's not a lot of vorticity here at all. Nope. It's going to be one of those weeks where you're going to need patience and also an air conditioner coming up because you're going to need it. Today, temperatures are going to be in the low to mid 70s away from the water. Tomorrow, the same thing. We start to heat up into the upper 70s to around 80 on Tuesday, well into the 80s. Mid and upper 80s over urban areas in northeastern New Jersey, right around Trenton and New Brunswick and Rutgers and southwestern New Jersey on Wednesday. Thursday, it's just a heat fest going on here with temperatures in the upper 80s in many areas away from the coast and all water areas here. Same thing on Friday. We turn it back down a little bit, but still temperatures in the 80s. You're going to need the air conditioner and sunscreen this week. Temperatures on Saturday again back into the mid and upper 80s, approaching 90 in a few spots here. Interesting. And the reason for the heat. Let's get into the European Model Guidance 500 millibar chart here. Geopotential heights here. Everything is copacetic here right now, but this upper level low in the desert Southwest is going to pump up a ridge in the east. We can see this by Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, and the height anomalies here. This is impressive. Looking at this by Friday, this is impressive. Another upper level low here in northwestern United States, Washington, Oregon. Look at this heat ridge that's building into the eastern United States, and it just continues. Everything is blocked up in the pattern. Polar jet stream is separated completely from the subtropical jet stream here in the continental United States. We have a ridge axis here over the Central Plains all the way to the East Coast, the Gulf of Mexico, and Mexico itself, and this upper level low here over the Northwest. And over the next 10 days, it's going to be very interesting here because the polar jet stream is completely separated here from all of this that's going on here. And so the European model guidance for a backdoor cold front doesn't seem likely either, and we'll take a look at that right now. We'll dial back the 850 millibar temperature anomalies in Celsius here. Well, it's been cooler than normal across the eastern United States for the most part, but that's going to change big time at 5,000 feet as the temperatures begin to rise well above normal on the Tuesday. I started off this on Tuesday. We get really into it on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday here across the northeastern United States, southeastern Canada, and New England. So there's going to be a lot of interesting things happening here during this time period. Not looking at, a lot of weather, but we're looking at, very warm temperatures here. And where it's cool, or warm right now, it's going to turn cool, like in the west. Notice where all the heat is at 5,000 feet, and these are the temperature anomalies in Celsius over the next 10 days. And let's put this cursor back here. Very interesting. European model guidance, 500 millibar vertical velocities here. Again, a little bit this afternoon in the east here. Central Plains, Southern Plains, Texas, that looks good. Upper level low over the desert southwest, that looks good. Look what happens as that upper level low comes into the Midwest, and another upper level low beginning to form in Alaska and then into northwestern United States. But notice the ridge axis with these heights building here in the East Coast. So this tells me vertical velocities are going to be waxing and waning here. They're not really that important as the heat ridge builds into the eastern United States as we head into the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame. Looks like a little bit of a frontal boundary in here between high pressure over, let's say, Hudson's Bay, the closed low over the interior northwest, and strong high pressure and ridging here in the Central Plains all the way down to the East Coast and the Mid-Atlantic. So this is a confluent and convergent flow here, and I don't really see a lot of precipitation or lifting here. There could be some lifting parameters next Monday as the stronger cold front comes through along that boundary, short waves along that boundary, producing a lot of lifting and maybe some showers and thunderstorms as that cold front races towards the East Coast next Tuesday, May 25th. Yeah, and by the time we get out to 10 days, this is what the pattern looks like. Bifurcated. And we'll start off again looking at the precipitation type and mean sea level pressure here from the European model guidance. Again, not impressive. It doesn't look impressive to me, except if you're in the Central Plains. Notice by midweek, high pressure is in control. Yeah, a heat ridge, actually, if you ask me. Across the Mid-Atlantic region, Ohio River Valley into Florida. Wow. Southwest flow coming in from off the Gulf of Mexico into the Central Plains, Southern Plains, Texas. Look, could be snow here. It's still showing up as snow over Montana by the time we get to Friday. This is how cold and anomalous the atmosphere will be here versus here on the East Coast. This is quite dynamic, folks. Quite dynamic. But I'm not really seeing, I'm seeing a frontal system pass through next weekend with some showers along it. I'm not seeing a lot of precipitation though. Not here. Not in New Jersey. No. And then stalled out here across the Midwest and Southern Plains here. Very interesting pattern coming up. Mesoscale model NAM off 1 kilometer now. We're down to 1 kilometer in reflectivity. That's a beautiful thing to see. Some of these showers that will be getting into the area primarily towards the west this afternoon across Pennsylvania, where the relative humidity values and the water vapor is higher. Some of this bleeds into New Jersey, so there'll be some showers around. Don't see anything heavy. As we get into Monday, things dry out just a little bit. As we get into Tuesday, things dry out as that heat ridge begins to build into the area. The other thing that I wanted to look at is the total precipitation. Yeah. We get to 60 hours here on Tuesday, and we're dealing with, basically nothing here. Nothing here. 0.2 of an inch, 1/2 an inch in spots. Most areas bone dry. HRR model, our high resolution rapid refresh model here, a few showers and thunderstorms bleed into the area during this afternoon. Again, not seeing anything famous here, and then everything just like completely, for the most part, completely dries out as we get into Monday and Tuesday. And if we took a look at the total precipitation, again, from the HRR model, it's going to show up here. Let's see if we can pull this up here. Through Monday, nothing. Virtually nothing is going on here. Let's go back to 6E. Take us out to 48 hours here. Pull this up. It's loading, so we have to give it time here. Through Tuesday morning, nothing. So that's going to do it for the morning edition here on this Sunday. Better get the air conditioners ready. You better get your sunscreen ready here. If you live in the New Jersey, New York City, Philadelphia I-95 corridor, you're going to need it. Also going to need patience. That seems hard to come by these days, but you will. And, of course, your allergy medication. I'm meteorologist Robert Smith. You have a beautiful Sunday. We'll be back in video form this afternoon.